Hi guys, this is week 11 at Project Life, and today I am using the brand new Life Crafted kit from Citrus Twist. This just released today and it is called Make It a Venti, and as you'll see as I go through this kit, it might as well have been created just for me. So much coffee related stuff in here and I just love it. This has got to be one of my favorite kits, possibly ever, but certainly this year, that's for sure. So I'm just starting. I've got my photos as usual. The only thing I've got in here that's a tiny bit different is I've got that grid of 4 photos. I just put that together in Photoshop, but you could easily do it in an app on your phone too. And then I picked out some cards, so I'm going to use both of the 4x6 cards this week because this happened card was a good way, I thought, to document something. I mean, you know, there was a terrorist attack here and I didn't want to ignore that in this week's spread. I also didn't want to make like a huge deal of it, so I thought that card just is going to work perfectly for that. And then I super loved that other pink 4x6 card and I really wanted to use that for my title card. So I only had one other spot for a 3x4 card and I chose that Keep On Moving card because I thought the pinky sort of peachy colours worked really nicely with the 4x6s that I'd picked. Plus I loved the sentiment, given that my journaling this week really is about how hard things have been and how all we can do really is just keep going. So that worked really nicely. It worked, it ties in really nicely with the So This Happened card because it's got that little sort of fake piece of washi tape on it. And so then all I've done is gone through the millions of die cuts that again you get every month in this kit, pulled out a few, obviously not a great deal, but I did go through the whole kit and pull out a few, including this one here, which is like a little note sort of papery kind of looking thing. I ran that through my typewriter by just sticking it onto a piece of scrap paper lightly, then run the whole thing through my typewriter, and then I can just pull that off and stick that onto my card. Just marking down the darkest day for New Zealand there, the 15th. I did put the date on there so that we can remember what day that was. And then I'm going to work on my title card, and I thought this was going to be kind of simple and it turned out to be a little bit harder than it probably should have been. Just stuck down one of these die cuts and I went to use these puffy alphas because they're beautiful and I couldn't decide whether to use the teal or the grey or maybe the yellow. And then I worked out that this is week 11 and there's only one of each number in each colour. So I decided to skip the puffy alphas and use these like tiny letter stickers. They're not word stickers, I was going to say tiny word stickers, tiny letter stickers. And I'll be honest, I hate these. The most beautiful little letters. They've got really beautiful gold, sort of rose gold foiling on them, but as you will see, what a friggin' nightmare I had using these. The sheet that they are on has not been kiss cut properly, so it sort of falls apart as you're using it. And so I decided I would get smart and use my tweezers and put these onto the plastic backing so that I could see where to put them on my page. And as you'll see, they stuck down nice and good to that plastic backing. And as I tried to peel them off, the actual cardstock of the sticker stayed stuck to the plastic and the sort of paper, the foiled paper on top peeled straight off. So I ended up rescuing these letters rather than using any new ones, and I just stuck those down with liquid adhesive. In the end was the easiest way to do that, but what a nightmare. I spent far too long doing that, so I did cut a lot of that out for you because man, that was frustrating. All I'm going to do is date stamp on the bottom here. There were like little date kind of lines under there that don't match up really with my date stamp, but it seemed like a good place to put it. Draw my little heart, And then I'm going to add one of these little stickers, one of these coffee stickers. I love this black one with the little hand on it. And it just kind of gives the title card a bit more character, I think, a little bit of a laugh. There was most definitely a lot of coffee drunk this week, and so there's a real coffee theme obviously to the kit, and I've managed to avoid adding too much of a coffee theme this week. Obviously there's already a coffee photo in there, so I'm just using it subtly. The photo, sort of photo grid thing that I've done of Lil begging for, I don't even know what she was begging for food, begging for whatever my lunch at my desk was. She's worked out now she can climb up on the chair beside me and put her little feet up on the desk, and give me cute eyes, and she gets whatever she wants, basically. There was a sentiment on the stamp set that says something along the lines of, "You're the cream to my coffee." It was too long to fit where I wanted it to fit, so I just used my scissors, cut that in 3 places, and created a little cluster. You can stick that back down onto the stamp set exactly the way it was, so I have no issue chopping stamps up like that, and I just love how it looked on that little heart to die cut. Now this photo here, I'm just going to create a little cluster, and it kind of takes way more time than I thought it was going to. I was just going to cluster these 3 little die cuts together, but the stamp set's got this really awesome like battery kind of stamp that you can put together however you want to, sort of, I don't know the name of them, those buildable stamps, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so I decided to do that because it was a bit of a low energy day. Obviously at the end of this week, just everything had just taken its toll, and low battery was definitely how I was feeling. So you can see here I'm attempting to do that. And you'll see by the end just how many attempts that actually takes me to go. So the first couple I stamped, I wasn't getting a super clean impression, so I used my little eraser trick, and that sorted that out fine. I did need to do that to the little inside stamps as well. And then when I went to stamp them, I could not get those lined up properly, and it just, you know, I would normally be like, I'll just leave it, but I kind of really wanted to get it as perfect as I could. So let's see just how many attempts that takes me to do. Yeah, quite a few you can see here. So I eventually got smarter and stamped more than one grey outline at a time, and then finally got the inside pieces lined up properly. Then I can go ahead and fussy cut that out to create the longest time taking embellishment I've probably ever made. But actually I'm glad I persevered with that one, because I just love how that turns out. I'm already planning like a full page of these little batteries. I just haven't quite worked out where yet, but that's definitely something I want to try because I love it. It is so cute. In the end, this little die cut didn't really fit now that I've put the battery down there, so I just chopped those 3 words apart, and I'll place them where they suit my little cluster a little bit better. This one here, they're all sort of slightly different sizes, so I did trim the top one to make it fit. And I thought that I was done. I just trimmed the bottom of that label off, but there's another stamp on this stamp set that says, I think it says running on empty or something like that, which I really wanted to put on there because it was so apt for the photo. So I did stamp that on just some white card, and I wondered about stamping it on one of the labels, but because it's already got that sort of outline, it kind of didn't sit on the label very nicely. So I just trimmed that out of the white card, and I'm going to add that to the bottom of my cluster here. And I love the way that that finishes that off, and it just adds a little bit of black to that photo too, because there is a little bit of black on this layout with the "so this happened" text. And the black coffee cup. I don't know why, every photo needed a little bit of the black on there. So my coffee photo at the top, I did just add a puffy sticker, and I added it slightly off to the side and then trimmed the edges. And what I should have done is worked out what else I wanted to do on this photo before I did that. So I'm gonna end up arranging things around the sticker, because I know that I can't pull this puffy sticker off the photo now, it'll leave just a big sticky mark. So I grabbed a couple of stamps. One I stamped the same again, black on the white card, and this one is just a tiny little sentiment stamp that I'm stamping in that same pink ink that I used on the battery. I stamped it the once, and that was where I had planned to put it, but it didn't really stand out enough, so I've stamped it multiple times to kind of give it a bit more weight. And then I peeled off just the very top of that sticker so that I could stick my little black and white stamp underneath. So it's maybe not how I thought it was going to be, but I do like how that turned out, especially with the pink stamping on the photo, just to add a little bit of pink up to the top there. I chose another puffy sticker for this photo, and I'm trying desperately to do something with it. I didn't want to just stick it down as it was, but that's the way it looks best. I guess I was trying to, everything else sort of seems so clustered together, and I wanted to add another sort of cluster to that rather than just stick the sticker down, but sometimes just sticking the sticker down is the way it's supposed to be. And this was a pretty tough week, to be honest, so I love how this came out. It's still bright and positive, and all about moving forward. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them down below, and if you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!